Welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we'll get deep dive into the burp suite and how to use it. So before that, let me just run my CMD. And if you get this Java version is the latest one that is okay for you, so you can just run your this burp suite. Just to make sure you put that JDK path or a JRE path in the path in this environment. And if you get any error that Java is not installed, so first of all you have to install the JDK and JRE on your machine. Then after you can just run the burp suite. So after that is small information. So let's get back to our burp suite. So this is our burp suite, and we have the proxy tab. We have already seen about the proxy tab. We have the intercept and the HTTP history. So HTTP history is going to give us all the information about the host, method, either that is a post or a get method, URL link, and the parameters over here. So we'll just talk about all of these in the upcoming lectures, so you don't need to worry about this. And you have the WebSocket history, and this is some of the small information, but this is the option which we have here, and we have already seen how to manually configure this port and the information over here in this Mozilla. And you can do similar in the Chrome. You can simply put this interface on your Chrome, same as we did in the case of a Mozilla. So you can see this burp has the most of the tool over here, which is the proxy. We have the scanner over here, we have the intruder, repeater over here, we have also the sequencer, decoder, and comparer. So these are the primary one over here. So first of all, in this dashboard, you can see when you just press new scan, it is going to give us URL to scan. So this is the scanner, and this is used to automatically scan all the websites for the content and the security vulnerability. That means when you pass any of the link over here, it is going to scan all of these vulnerability, and you will see the information right over here. You will see the issue found on this website, and this is going to give us a content and crawl all the information of that website with this simple new scan method. And after that, you have the second important thing over here, which is an intruder, and this allows you to perform the customized automated attack to carry out all of the kind of testing attacks. So you can see we can just do something like position over here. Payload, we can just inject our own customized payload, or you can load multiple payload or a list of a payload and check for some of the request and see what the responses are in order to just check if that payload worked or not. So we'll check all of those in the upcoming lecture. You can also see the repeater over here right next to the intruder, and this repeater is used to manually modify and reissue individual HTTP requests over and over. So when I just go to the repeater, we don't have anything over here. So let's see what this is going to do in the upcoming lecture. So before that, we'll see the sequencer, and the sequencer is an important thing, and this is used to analyze the quality of the randomness in the application session token. So we'll see some of these important tools over here, which is intruder and repeater. Most of the case in the source of the SSS attack, which is basically a cross-site scripting attack in the live website. So before that, I have just scrolled some of the websites over here, and you can see the issues found on this website, and you can see we can just see the high, medium, and the low if there is any, but this website doesn't have too much of vulnerability. So let's go to the target, and in this target you will see what is your target over here. And you have the proxy, as we have already studied, that it has a HTTP history, which has a get, and the post methods over here. So first of all, let's go to this target and see we have just get website here. So let's see, I want to just get this to the repeater, and you have the repeater over here, which is going to see how this changes in the parameter is going to reflect on the website. So if I just press this go, it will give all of the content of the website right over here at the right hand side. That means it is going to reflect anything you just write over here, and if that part or the change in any of the parameter reflects at the right hand side in this response field, then you can simply say that there is a XSS vulnerabilities in this website or in this particular link. So when I just say something like, let me say first name or last names to 8888, and if I just press go over here and search for 8888, there is no reflection whatsoever of this 888 in here. That means this link is not vulnerable. So you can just check for the another field which is first name here, and you can do similar things for all of these link or all of these parameter. So I'll just go over here in this target and let's check for this one. So I'll just send this to the repeater, go to the repeater and go to this keyboard, and I'll just give some random over here, and I'll just check for this 9090, and you could see this has been reflected to the values. That means this link is vulnerable. Now you can just make your payload to run on this website. So this is the way to repeater, or this is the way that repeaters work. So you are just changing the parameters so as to see if change to this value of the parameter is reflected to the website content or not. So this is the way that XSS vulnerability work. So you have the intruder to work with the several payloads and check the response of those payload in the websites. So we mostly work with this repeater and intruder in the upcoming lecture, and we'll see about this target proxy. So before actually jumping into the live website, let's see how this burp suite works in the background. So you can simply see over here we have the client as a browser. So this client is a browser and this proxy is your burp suite. So this is your burp suite, and we have just manually given the proxy to this burp suite, and this is your server. So server is going to get some request from the browser if there is no one in the middle. But as we are in the middle, that is a man in the middle as a burp suite, a request is going through us. It is not going directly to the server, it is going through us, and we are just getting the request from the browser and we are just passing that request to the server. And after that server see that request, it is going to give the content or get the fetch or fetching the content from the server, and it will just give the response to again the burp suite, not directly to the browser. This is how this ARP protocol works, because in the ARP protocol everything is trusted. That means if you just see that this proxy, or basically the burp suite, if the burp suite say which is the man in the middle, and if this says that I am the router or basically I am the server, then the browser or client is going to accept that. That means the request will be sent to this, not to the server. So this is how this ARP protocol work. Anything is trusted in this ARP protocol, and based on that loophole, this proxy will take advantage, and the request and response will go through this burp suite, which is basically our proxy or man in the middle, so that we can just capture every these vulnerabilities or every bit of packet that goes through the server to the browser. So this is how this burp suite work, and this is the way of cracking or hijacking the credentials which is through this burp suite, because this burp suite is your man in the middle, which is the small framework that works with this simple proxy. So this is the way burp suite works under the hood. So this will be wrap for this lecture. See you in the next one.